Hey guys, and welcome back to a new tutorial. I am Artinvader, a digital artist from Berlin, and today we will create this cool video game Retro Tamagotchi, and this is one of my favorite projects until now. This animation generated already over 5k likes on Instagram, and the animation is inspired by the wonderful artist
2000BLAZE.
Did you know already?
2000BLAZE.
Write in the comments. Today's tutorial it's all about
details, guys.
You will learn what it means, how many details you need to make a animation realistic as possible.
Possible.
In addition, today's tutorial is also about animated textures, and you will also learn how to create them yourself. And this tutorial will bring your skills
to the next level.
So, let's go, guys.
The 3D objects.
Find the code in the video and get free project files. Good luck, guys. Alright, let's start with the tutorial. First, we delete the light, the cube and the camera with the X key. And first we will create our main body, and for this we need a cylinder. And here we can change also the view. And in this window here we can first increase the vertices to get a really smooth cylinder. And we also have to change the depth. Now we work with a deformer, and we need for it simple deform. And in this case we have to change to stretch. We change the factor to 0.344 and the axis also to Y. And we also work with restrictions. Here we set a limit to 0.49 and we log X and Z. And so we get our typical egg shape. Okay, now we want to round the edges, and for it we need the bevel modifier, and here we change the value to 0.15 and we also increase the segments to 50. Perfect. Now we have to rename all layers because it is a lot of stuff that we get in the future. So this layer is egg main, and now we duplicate the egg main and rename it to minus egg. You will see why. Now we need the transform window, and we change the scale to something like this. And here we also duplicate minus egg, rename it to egg middle, and make egg middle invisible. Now we have to choose egg main, and here we choose now boolean. And for boolean, we choose minus egg here inside. And if you want to boolean it, you have to also make it invisible. Okay, if you see nothing, you have to change first the position of minus egg. Here you can see it and bring it to the top. And now make it again minus to get this shape here. And now you make the middle egg visible again. Here you have also bring it to the right position. And now you have this kind of shape. Perfect. Now we create a display, and for this we need a cube. And for this we change the scale values to something like this and bring it a little bit higher. And now we bevel also the cube, and for this we go to deform and bevel. And here we only increase the segments to 50 to get the round edges. Alright, rename the layer to minus display. Now duplicate it. Rename it to display glass, make it invisible, and duplicate minus display again and rename it to display and make it also first invisible. Now choose egg middle and here we need boolean again, and here we put minus display inside and make minus display invisible to get the whole. Now make the display visible again. Here you have, of course, to change the value. 0.1 is good. And here we also change the other scale values to something lower, to something like this. And we make display glass visible again. And here we change also the value, something like this. And the glass should be so big like the hole later on. Perfect. Alright, now we create this blink buttons here. And for this, we duplicate egg middle and rename it to blink. And change the scale values to something like this and bring it up like this. And now duplicate blink again and bring it to the side. Now we create here the main button. For it, we need a new cylinder. Rename the layer to button and scale it down a little bit to a value like this and bring it to the right position. Here we also need the bevel modifier. And here we change the value to 0.02 and 14. Alright, now we duplicate the button and rename it to button frame. And here we change the value to something higher and then we bring it down. Perfect. In the next step, we need a ring for our top of the egg. And for this, we need a torus and change the values to something like this. And now bring it to the right position. Perfect. Press with the right mouse button on it and choose Shade Smooth to get a smooth result. Okay, that's it for the main things. You can rename the layers to main egg collection. And now we create a new collection and rename it to chain. Because now we create this part here. And for it, we need first a sphere. Change the scale values to something like this and bring it down. And you can see something. Here also take Shade Smooth. And now we need a cylinder. Rotate it by 90 degrees in X and Z. And change the scale values to something like this. And bring it to the right position. Perfect. Okay, I'll make the cylinder a little bit thicker like this. Okay, now you choose the both elements and then you press join. Now bring it to the top and the array modifier is in Blender not really good. And for this short thing here, it's not really necessary to use it for the effort to get the cool result. So we copy and paste it here. Like this, then you can rotate it like this. Okay, I'm ready to something like this. That looks perfect. But yeah, for copy and paste, it's enough. And I think the result is so much better than the shitty array modifier here. Okay, alright. Now we create the side buttons here. And for it, create a new collection, name it button side. And for it, we need a cylinder and a cube. Bring the cube to a smaller size, like 0.1 in all axes, and bring it out of the 3D object. And we also need a cylinder. Here also change the values to 0.1 here down, but I think it's still too thick. That looks good. Now take the cube, bring it to the side to something like this. And now you can select both and join them. And now we work with the remesh tool. I would save now the file because there are sometimes some issues. Okay, so we go here under the modifier tag. First, we need the bevel modifier. Here we change the value to 0.23 and the segments to 82. Something like this. And now we need the remesh tool here. And here we change the voxel size to 0.05. And in the end, we need again the simple deform. And we need the taper. And here we change it to 0.4. Perfect. Now we can also scale it a little bit, that we get a longer button, something like this. And now bring it to the right position. All right. Now we can copy and paste this button here, bring it to the side and make it a little bit smaller, of course, to a scale value of this. Now go again here, select both and bring it to the right position. Perfect. That looks good. Now we add some details and for it we need a cylinder and change the scale value to something like this. And here, of course, it's way too long. And bring it on the button. Here we also need the bevel tool. And we change the bevel values to something like this. And now we copy and paste it. Alright, the next step, we copy and paste this cylinder and we bring it here to the top to see something. And now we change here the rotation to 90. Here also the rotation a little bit, and we add this here as a detail again. Also, we change here the scale. Perfect. And now copy and paste it again. Perfect. All right. Now copy the whole collection and paste it and bring it to the other side to something like this. All right. In the last step, we create the belt here around it. And for it, we need a cube again and change the thickness to 0.015. And here we also scale it up to something like this. So now change the view to Y. And here also check how thick it should be. That looks perfect. And now we need again 2 cylinders. And here first change the rotation, 90 degree thick. Take here the thickness of our cube like this. And here also change the scale to the value of this and bring it here to the side. And copy and paste it again and bring it also to the other side. Perfect. Now select the 2 cylinders and the cube and join them. And now we go to the edit mode and we choose loop cut. And now we increase it, all 79. And now we go back to the object mode. And here we need again simple deform. And we have to bend it. Here we need 198 and we want to rotate it in a Z-axis. And as you can see, it's wrong now. We have to add first an empty error. And now we can put the empty here inside and then it will bend in the right direction. All right, to deform it now, we have to apply first the deformer. And now we can use the scale tool to scale everything to the right size. To something like this. Here we also have to press with the right mouse button on it and choose Shade Smooth. And that's it. We also need the golden buttons on the side. And for it we need a new cylinder. Rotate it by 90 degrees. And here also by 90 degrees. And change the scale value to something like this. And here you can scale it, that you get it on the both sides. And now duplicate it and change the scale value to something lower, like this. Now you can also increase a little bit the scale to something like this. Perfect. That's it for the modeling part. Don't forget to rename all layers here to get it more easier later on. For the material part. Do you want the whole project file?
You can have it.
With over 70 other files that we have already created together, guys. You can find them on my Patreon. Link is in the caption.
The animation.
Alright, now we came to the animation part, and here we have to use a trick, because if we animate the whole egg on a 3D object, there will appear a lot of issues, and now I will show you how we can go around it. But first we increase the animation duration to 150 frames. And now we also put a camera inside. Alright, and now we change the render region. I choose always a render region 1080 by 1350 pixels. Now press here on the camera icon and zoom out like this. Change also here the position that it's centered. And now we will animate the camera instead of the whole 3D object. And for it we need also now an empty sphere is good. And now select the empty and the camera, and it's important that you first select the empty and then the camera. And now press Command P and choose Object Keep Transform. And now if you use the rotation, the camera is animated. Perfect. So now go to frame 0, press with the right mouse button on it, set keyframe. And here we change the value to -25. And now you go to the end of the animation and you put also here -25 to get the loop animation. And here you also insert a keyframe. Now you go to the middle of the animation and here you choose a value of +25 to get the other side of the egg. And now everything is animated. Perfect. 3 reasons why you should follow me on my social media channels. 1. There you can get exclusive shoutouts if you tag me at Artinvader. 2. There you can vote for upcoming projects. 3. Exclusive quick tips to get a pro in 3D. Thank you for your support, guys.
The materials.
Now you can download all HDRI maps and textures for the material part.
Go, go, go. Download it.
And let's move on with the tutorial. Alright, now we came to the last part, the material part. And before we start, we also need a plane as a background. Okay, first we go to the top left corner until a plus appear, and then we drag the window to the right side, and then we choose here shader editor, and now we can edit our 3D object at the same time if we create the materials. Okay, first we start with the lightning, and for this we change here to the world mode. And here we search for environment texture, then for mapping, and after it to texture coordinates. It's the typical stuff as usual. Now you press open, and here you can insert your HDRI map. I will also give you the HDRI map. It is this image here. And to see something in our scene, of course, we have to change here to viewport shading 4. And we work in this project with cycles, so we have to change the renderer to cycles. Alright, and now we also have to change here the rotation by 90 degrees to get the right position of our HDRI map, because our egg is lying on the floor. And I think it's a little bit too dark, so we increase here on background the brightness to 7. You can also later on change, but now 7 is good to see everything. And now we will create the materials, and for this we go back to the object mode. And the first thing that we create is the chain material here. Select one of them, create here new, rename the material to chain. You can rename it here if you don't saw it. The color here is right, and here we also change the metalness to 1. And the roughness to 0.28. Now you can choose all of the other elements here in chain and give them the chain material like this. Now we create the black material for the plane, and for it select the plane, create a new material and change here to black, roughness to 1 and metalness also to 1 to get a good black material. Now we create a gray plastic material for the button here. Create a new material. Rename it here to gray. Here we change the color to 575757 to something like this. And here we change metalness to 1 and roughness to 0.25. Now you select the other parts and bring them also this material on it. Alright, now we create the black material for the main button here. Okay, creating a new material, change here the color to something black, 2C, 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 and here change the metallic value to 1 and the roughness value to 0.2, and change the color of this buttons here also to black. Okay, as you can see, the details are not really visible, so take the black material and change here a little bit the color, something like this. Alright. Now select here the frame of the button, create a new material, rename it to orange, choose here our orange color, this is my color code, and here I change only the roughness to 0.2, and that's it. And here for the cylinder, you also need the black material, I mean for the torus ring. Alright, now we create the gold material for the buttons on the side. Choose here under color something goldish. This is my color code. And here I change metalness to 1 and roughness to 0.3. And yeah, rename the material to gold and go to the other gold button and put gold on it. Alright, now we create the belt material, and for it choose the belt, create a new material, rename it to out. Change here to the color to something brown. This is my color code. And here we only increase the roughness to 1. And now go out of the camera view to see what happened here. And for this project, we need this bump map here. You will also get it from me. Drag and drop it here inside. And search now for mapping and texture coordinate. And here we also need the bump map and connect it here with height and go here to normal. Here we increase the strength by 10 and distance also by 10. And we change the scale values to something like this to get this type of bump map here. It looks really good. Alright, perfect. Go back now in your camera view. And now we create the blink material here. Create a new material. We name it to blink. And we also animate it here now. Change here the color to something like this. A dark gray. This is my color code. Change metalness to 1 and roughness to 0.05. And to bring it to blink, we need, of course, the emission tag. Go here under color, choose something orange. This is my color code. And go now to frame 20 around. Put here insert keyframe, that you get a keyframe. Go then to 30. Increase the strength to 50. That it get this glow effect. Insert a keyframe again. Go to frame 30 and zero it out again. Insert keyframe. Now you have the keyframes and now you can go to a frame wherever you want. Maybe here. Now you can copy and paste it. Perfect. Now it blinks. And now you can select the second button and put there also the blink material. And the animation is automatically put also there. Alright, now we create the gradient material here for the frame. Create new material, rename it to gradient. And now we search for color ramp, mapping, and texture coordinates with generated here. Here we change the metallic value to 0.8 and the roughness to 0.2. Now we select here the color and here we put something orange. This is my color code. And here we also select this one. And here we put something dark, like a dark black. And we also change the scale value here. Become an Artinvader on YouTube
Now.
and get access to the members only video. In part 2 I will show you how you can create textures and how you can animate them. Of course you will also get access to the missing textures from this tutorial. You find the link to part 2 in the caption.
It's secret. Become an Artinvader on YouTube and get access to my secret videos.
I will show you there how you can turn this
Into this.
only in a few minutes and with 3 programs.
It's secret.
And that's it. Well done, Artinvaders. If you like the video, please leave a like, follow or comment, and we see us in the next
Week.